Good evening and welcome here inside Odell Arena for the start of the Crossroads League tournament. Tonight, it's the 3-seed Taylor hosting the 6-seed St. Francis. This is the third matchup between these two teams this season. The Trojans victorious in both, including in the regular season finale on Saturday, where Taylor defeated USF 67-61 here on the home floor on the back of 24 points by Lauren James, with 13 coming in the second half, 18 from Madison Fisher on senior day. Her classmate Kiara Nieto chipped in 9. The Trojans shot 59% from the floor, 50% from three, but were just 2 of 9 from the free throw line. And St. Francis, who's the second worst free throw shooting team in the Crossroads League, made 75% of their freebies, going 18 of 24 from the stripe. To stay within striking distance, Taylor built a double-figure lead midway through that fourth quarter and were able to hold on for the 6-point victory. St. Francis comes in 15-11 overall, 8-8 in the Crossroads League. Taylor 18-6 on the season, 11-5 in league action. There are only 5 losses on the road at Mount Vernon Nazarene, on the road at Huntington, on the road at Indiana Wesleyan, and they were swept by top seed Marion this year. Taylor boasts a 13-1 record here at home. St. Francis better on the road than they are at home, ironically enough. They're 9-4. Now, if we forgot to mention, this is the Marion General Hospital pregame show. We'll take a break, and when we come back, we will hear from the head coach of the Trojans, Jody Martinez, as Taylor tries to get back to the Crossroads League Tournament Championship game for the 4th year in a row. They've met Marion all 3 times, winning 1 and losing 2, both times down in Indianapolis, under the direction of head coach Jody Martinez. This is the Marion General Hospital pregame show, and this is the 2021 Crossroads League Women's Basketball Tournament on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Yeah, our first year doing Day of Giving was an incredible success last year. We were able to raise over $60,000 that went directly to our individual programs. And that's been the goal of it from the beginning, is giving our alumni, parents, supporters a chance to give directly to the teams that have impacted their lives. So we're hoping for an even bigger day this year and even more participation. I think I was pleasantly surprised at just the number of people who gave. Not everybody is writing a massive check, and we know these are difficult times, but just to see the number of people, the number of young alumni that gave anything. They gave $5, they gave $50, they gave any amount of money, and I think it just, for all of our coaches, I think I speak on behalf of everyone to say we're just proud at the engagement and the number of people that just wanted to be involved. And we have some competitions here in the department of the highest percentage of alumni that give. We have a bonus for those sports, and I think that's what it is. It's just instead of kind of asking at different times or having people send stuff at random times, it's like, hey, let's just pick a day and let's ask people to be a part of it, and it's something we can all do together.
General Hospital pregame show. It's tournament time here in the Crossroads League, and tonight it's the quarterfinal matchup between the 3-seed Taylor and the 6-seed St. Francis. We are joined by fourth-year Taylor head coach Jody Martinez to look ahead to tonight's matchup. Well, I'm sure the scout was pretty easy to put together since you just played St. Francis on Saturday. How unique is it for such a quick turnaround going from one team to the next, or from one game to the next, and having it being the same team?
Yeah, I think what we did the last 2 days is kind of a question practice, what if scenarios. What if they go to a press, full court press? What if they do a half court zone matchup? Different things like that. So we practiced different scenarios that could have changed from what we had prepared for Saturday's game against their man-to-man defense. So we worked a lot on those things, and just trying to give them the mindset, hey, just be ready for anything. You have to realize when you play someone for 3 times, adjustments are going to be made, and hopefully our strategy is a good one going into tonight's game.
You've been coaching for over 30 years. When you get into these types of situations, do you see, just from an opponent standpoint, do you see teams normally go with major adjustments if they try to try something completely new, or is it more a lot of minor adjustments and some tweaks on some things?
I've seen them do both. Like I think they will. I think they'll change their starting lineup. I think they'll put more shooters in. I think they may try to slow us down with more of a press at the beginning, like a contained press to kill the clock, and then run their amoeba. It's called amoeba defense, that I call it. That's what I'm going into strategy-wise. Sometimes when I get to this point in the tournament, I kind of reflect on what if I was their coach, what would I do differently against Taylor? And so I think that's kind of what I'm thinking going into tonight, and that's what I practiced the last 2 days.
Shooting numbers were great, 59% from the floor, 50% from 3.
Stop there.
I was saying I can't. That was my next question. 2 for 9 from the free throw line. How long and how much did you guys work on free throws yesterday and Sunday?
Honestly, not much, because most of those misses was one individual, and that player, she got enough free throws up the last 2 days to. She made a promise to me she wouldn't do that again. So I mean, it was just a matter of her, and she just had a lot of adrenaline. It was senior day. She missed 6 free throws of the 7. So it was one player. It wasn't a team stat. It was a player stat, player correction. So yeah, we didn't talk about it as a team. We didn't focus on it at all. It was just getting that player to realize it's over with.
Meredith Deckard had 3 points in 37 minutes on Saturday, but she locked down her assignment defensively. Kind of walk us through what you thought about her day defensively.
Well, Meredith has been playing a lot more defensive role for me this year. Even at the beginning of the year and talking in the off season, she has this nagging injury that comes and goes, but right now she's battling. She's battling through. So I feel like her history of being a great shooter is going to be on everyone's scout. And so strategy-wise, we need her on the court for that reason, and then give her a defensive assignment that she can take pride in. And she's been doing it very well, especially this last month. It's almost like every person I put her on, she does an outstanding job hustling and getting in that person's head. And so that, I'm sure Meredith would love to shoot more, but right now that's not her job.
What's the biggest thing you want your team to hone in on before tonight's game when you meet St. Francis for the third time?
Oh, just how important possessions are. We had 20 turnovers, and we sent them to the free throw line way too many times, which slows us down. And that was their strategy, was to slow us down so we didn't score almost 80 points. We still had 67, which is good, considering they controlled the pace. But a lot of the pace is because we got called for a lot of fouls. And they went to the free throw line 24 times to our 9. And so the two things we talked about is taking care of the basketball and just staying vertical on defense.
Last thing, your wife, Sonia, who we all love, was on a podcast a couple of weeks ago. The Coach's Wife Life, I think is the name of it.
Yeah.
What was it like, since you've done thousands and millions of interviews over your time? Did you try to coach her up at all before her big time in the spotlight?
No. Sonia used to be a head college coach for 4 years, and she was an assistant at a high school. She was an assistant for me when we got back into it together back in late 90s, early 2000. So she's an experienced speaker. She speaks she's spoken in church and women's group. She's very fluent. If there's anybody's coaching, she coaches me. She's my evaluator of every game, and she puts me level-headed. But no, she did an outstanding job. It's a coach, being a wife of a coach, especially at the collegiate level. It's tough, especially when you raise a family. And she did an outstanding job raising our 2 daughters that are in their 20s now. But she was a stay-home mom, and it was a total blessing that I could find a job that supported the family while she did her job, which was the most important job of being a mother.
She's a rock star, and we love her. Jody, thanks for the time. Good luck tonight.
Thanks, Rick. Appreciate it.
And now, for tonight's starting lineup. First, for the visitors from St. Francis. Starting at forward, 6-foot sophomore, number 4, Cassidy Crawford. At guard, 5'9" senior, number 5, Sydney Close. At center, 6'1" sophomore, number 20, Olivia Leatherman. At forward, 5'11" sophomore, number 30, Elise Stamps. And at forward, 5'9" senior, number 35, Alexis Torres. The Cougars are coached by Jason Ridge, assisted by Tom Wren, Scott Russell, Paige Frisch, and Steve Buck. And now, fans, it's time to get on your feet for the starting lineup of your Taylor Trojans. Starting at guard, the 5'5" junior from Martinsville, Indiana, number 3, Meredith Becker. At guard, 5'7" junior from Seymour, Indiana, number 10, Lauren James. At forward, the 6-foot junior from Noblesville, Indiana, number 12, Kayla Turley. At guard, 5'11" senior from Brookfield, Illinois, number 23, Madison Fisher. At forward, 5'11" senior from Adrian, Michigan, number 33, Yara Nieto. Your coaches are coached by Joey Martinez and assisted by Cassidy
So the Trojans go with the same starting five they had on senior day, with Meredith Deckard, Lauren James, the guards, along with Madison Fisher, Kayla Kirtley, and Kiara Nieto are the forwards. James is Taylor's top scorer, leader in assists, most threes made, best three-point shooting percentage, and top free throw shooting percentage. Fisher, the second leading scorer, also tops in blocks and steals. Nieto is the top offensive rebounder for the Trojans. Cassidy Crawford, after coming off the bench on Saturday when she had 18 points to lead that bench mob for USF. She's the leading scorer, rebounder, tops in assists, and steals. Fisher and Leatherman will jump. The ball's tapped to our right. The backcourt for USF, they control with Sydney Crow. We'll go from right to left. St. Francis in the road blue. Jerseys and shorts with white numbers and white letters trimmed in gray. Skaggs at the top in Leatherman as Taylor opens up in the man-to-man defense. They're clad in white. Far side Torban almost traveled in the far corner. Back to Skaggs, who lets a three fly. It's off the back of the rim. Up and over. Everyone was a USF player, but it was missed on the rebound. It's hauled in by Taylor's Madison Fisher. James near side, little shimmy shake down the lane against Crawford. Left-hand layup, right side of the rim, too strong. And USF will come away with the miss. We're scoreless on the opening possessions for both teams. Crow near side, Skaggs left side high. Crawford tried to get it in. Fisher poked it away. James trying to save it. Nieto right there. Those Skaggs will play keep away, and now USF resets in the half court. Torban holds the ball in front of her face. Now the ball over her head. Flings it near side. Nieto might have gotten a piece of it, but Crawford able to gather it in near side with 9 to shoot. Now 7 and 6. Crawford around the arc. Stop and pop three. Off target right. An air ball. Leatherman has it underneath with 2 and 1. That'll be a shot clock violation, and Taylor will get the ball back. Taylor didn't get there. They had a wide open chance on the air ball three from Cassidy Crawford, but couldn't catch the miss. But picking it up was Leatherman underneath. She had no room to work, and Taylor gets it back. Taylor led by fourth-year headman Jody Martinez, Jason Ridge in his sixth season leading St. Francis. Decker takes the handoff from Nieto, then gives off far side Fisher. Left block Kirtley, one dribble, trying to go up and under, trying to power against Crow. USF looks for a travel that won't come. Deckard, a parking lot three, is an air ball off the floor. Fisher dives, it falls off of her fingertips. Nieto comes diving on it, contorts her body to avoid the near sideline. And the held ball as Crow tied her up. We'll keep it here with the Trojans. 5 to shoot for TU as Nieto will be the one to deal it in on the near side of the floor. And the defense chant comes from the St. Francis parents who have been allowed to come and watch their daughters play tonight. 5 to shoot, Nieto near side, finally gets it into the volleyball line, and James pulls up over Crawford. The three is rattled in for Lauren James. One of the top three-point shooters in the country, 6th best percentage-wise, and she gets Taylor on the board. It's 3-0 home team. Leatherman, left side circle, holds the ball over her head, wants to go down low to Skaggs, cannot. Far side to Crawford, their top scorer, back up top Leatherman. Pass was high. Skaggs able to rip it away from Fisher, who couldn't get around the very strong Skaggs down low. First one on Fisher. She couldn't go around, went through 30 in blue. That's the first on Madison and the first one against TU. 1 minute and 50 seconds gone here in the opening quarter as Sydney Crow reties her right sneaker with a double knot. That's my favorite knot to make sure my shoes don't come untied. And it looks like she's good to go, and she will be the one to pass it in from the far baseline. USF shoots on the basket to our left. There in blue. Taylor defends man-to-man in white. Crow looking for a help. Still looking for a help. Gets it in the nick of time as Torban will set up near the volleyball line. Far side Leatherman holds the ball over her head. Back to Torban. Bullets one to the high post. Right side Skaggs. 12 to shoot. Try to go up and under on Fisher. Denied by Madison. Far side Leatherman a three, and that will tie the game at 3. Leatherman, a sidewinder from the right side of the floor, makes just her 7th three of the year. Came in at 24%. And the game even at 3 apiece, just over 2 minutes gone here in the first. Deckard, left-hand dribble, got her to the top of the key, and then she'll deal off to Fisher. Crow guards her. Fisher on the Nieto screen, couldn't run the screen and roll, and then they go to James high left side. Crossing over Leatherman, far sideline. This is Kirtley with 9 to shoot. Deckard into the paint to Nieto, backing down the smaller Crow. Beautiful spin move by Nieto for an easy right-hand deuce. 5 to 3, the Trojan advantage as USF glides from right to left in blue with Crow running the point. Crawford back to Skaggs, who's been the one to run the offense here in the first possessions. Backing out near side is Crawford. Taylor looks for a travel that won't come. Leatherman passes up an open look from 3. They look Skaggs, left side of the lane, they do. Backing down, faking, fading, right-hand shot, back rim, nope. Into the air, it's James's rebound for Taylor. Trojans ahead by 2. They've led by as many as 3. Just past 3 minutes gone here in quarter number 1 of the quarterfinal matchup. James just blows right by her defender. That was Torban, and James easily finger rolls it in with a right hand. Beautiful play by James, and she's outscored St. Francis by herself 5-3, and the Trojans lead 7-3. Torban near side to Skaggs with a brace on her right knee. Leatherman left side circle, Kirtley daring her to take that three-point shot. Crawford around the screen, coming to help is Fisher and Kirtley. Right hand fadeaway shot, back rim dances off. Fisher had it, Leatherman poked it away, but as she tried to haul the ball in, she stepped on the baseline. And the ball will go back to TU. 7-3 the Taylor advantage. They've made 2 of their first 4 shots from the floor, make it 3 of their first 5 shots, and 1 of their 2 3-point tries. James has the ball, she has 5 of the 7. Fisher, left side high, has 3 subs ready to come in for USF. Near side of the floor, Deckard as St. Francis still plays in their man-to-man. Right block, Kirtley turns and faces the basket. Left hand spins back to her right. A little scoop is home for 2 off glass. Kirtley gets on the scoring sheet, and Taylor on a 6-0 burst. They lead 9-3. Just past 4 minutes gone here in the first. Crow puts it on the deck, baseline left. James cuts her off. She'll reverse it near side to Torban. Leatherman up top, holds the ball in front of her face, trying to pass it into Skaggs. James will soar in the air, tapped it. Crow got it and misses a 3 off the front rim, and the weak side rebound is Kiara Nietos of Taylor. USF 1 of 4 from downtown. They trail by 6 as Taylor on a 6-0 spurt. James to the near side of the floor, Skaggs defending. Deckard into the mid-post right side, Nieto. Turns and faces, trying to back down the defender, and they get a double dribble. No, they will call a foul, against Cassidy Crawford. Oh, that was interesting. They're going to say that she got her with the hands. Crawford's hands were extended. I don't know about that one. Against Crawford for USF. It's her first and the team's first. Skaggs, Torban, Crow. Let's do this. Everyone except Cassidy Crawford has left the floor for USF with 4 subs coming in. One of the newcomers, Deja Hinton, pokes it away on the entry pass from the baseline for Taylor. Deja Hinton, Fatima Valiente, along with Whitney Will. And we'll get the last sub in a moment. Kirtley, right side circle, dribbling to the top, stops at the free throw line, almost traveled, lets a shot go, and she swishes it. 4 in a row for Kayla Kirtley, and the Trojans grooving early, leading 11-3. They've scored 8 unanswered as we near the halfway point of quarter number 1. Valiente to Hinton, 2 of the newcomers in for USF. Actually, Crow's the one that stays. Will passes up an open look from 3. Valiente holding over her head. Fakes and kicks far side to Will. Shuffles her feet and gets to the baseline right where she's cut off by a Taylor double team. Threads it near side to Crow with 9 to shoot. Near side, Valiente off a head fake. Euro step. Her shot is recycled by Madison Fisher. 8-0 Taylor run. They try to pour it on here with 4:50 remaining in the first. Nieto turns and faces the basket. Backdoor cut. Kirtley poked away by Valiente. It remains with Taylor. And now Sydney Crow will exit for USF. She's replaced by Alexis Torban, who got a very minimal breather on the bench. Deckard on the baseline to get it in, far side of the floor. Up to Fisher, left side high, Hinton guarding her, spin move, right hand scoop through contact, off the glass and home. Fisher scores. She's the 4th different Trojan to score here in the early going. 10-point lead for Taylor, 13-3, and that forces a USF 30-second timeout. 10 unanswered for the Trojans. They lead 13-3 with 4:34 remaining in this Crossroads League Tournament quarterfinal matchup.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Ten unanswered for the Trojans. They lead 13-3. They've made 6 of their first 8 shots from the floor. USF, on the other hand, has gone just 1 for 7. St. Francis ball out of the timeout, hitting to the right elbow, and Crawford, their leading scorer on the season, at 12 per ball game. Actually make it 13. Here's number 13, Valiente. Left side to Crawford against the newcomer Taylor Westgate. Fisher came in, tried to poke it free, and it looks like she will be guilty of a reach-in. And she will be, and that's a tough one for Fisher. One of the top on-ball defenders in the Crossroads League picks up her second foul with 4:19 remaining here in this opening quarter. USF has not scored in an eternity. Their 3-point basket by Leatherman tied the game at 3. It's been all Taylor since. until that free throw straight line in by Crawford ends the long scoring drought for USF. Westgate comes in to get to Nieto, the only change out of the Taylor 5 on the floor, and Crawford makes them both on her first trip of the night, and that draws USF to within 8 after Taylor had scored 10 straight. Pressure in the backcourt by St. Francis. James bullets at far side. Kirtley, her pass trying to get to Fisher was tipped out of bounds. It'll be saved in by Will and Fisher. Valiente scoops it up for USF. Stops at the league logo, out to Torbon right side. Right block Crawford. Fisher with a double team help. Crawford couldn't sell the foul. It's tapped out of bounds off the miss. It was an air ball right block, and Taylor gets the ball back. Crow and Leatherman back in for USF. Crawford will get her first breather of the night, and Valiente will exit as well. Just 11 players on the roster for USF, and they play 10 routinely. USF pressure in the backcourt as their parents start the defense chant across from us. Taylor breaks it easily. Fisher goes right down an wide open lane, gets bumped from behind, lays it in, and will get the foul. The sea parted like it did for Moses, and Fisher went right down the lane for an easy layup and then was drilled from behind, and will try to get the and one. And this is where Fisher struggled on Saturday, where she went just 1 for 7 from the stripe. One of the better free throw shooters for Taylor, shooting 79%. This one halfway down and out. USF almost fumbles it out of bounds. As both Crow and Will were there, Crow comes away with it, and USF from right to left down by 10 again. 3:45 remaining in the first quarter. Hinton holds the ball at her waist to the top of the key, and Leatherman, who has the only field goal for USF so far. Hinton to the mid-post left, floating back far side Crow. Pulling it in to Leatherman, knocked away by Fisher and stolen by Kirtley of Taylor. It's a 1-on-2 break for Fisher. She'll wheel and wait for reinforcements. How about a Lauren James 3? And she hit it in front of the USF bench. The Trojans with beautiful ball movement, defense leading to offense, and James has got 8, outscoring USF all by her lonesome. 18-5, Taylor lead. Hinton's 3 to answer. Nope. Off the left side of the rim, James will watch this one bounce out of play, and Taylor will get the rock back. Crawford and Skaggs back in for USF. The Trojans shooting a blistering 8 for 10 from the floor, 2 of 3 from downtown. USF just 1 for 9 from the field and 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. Taylor scored 10 of their 18 points from the paint. Is James trying to take Hinton to the rack, crossing over left-hand scoop? No, but Hinton gets called for the body block. James playing in her first Crossroads League tournament game in 2 seasons after tearing the ACL in her right knee. In July of 2019, she sat out all of last year, and she's played her best season yet. Career highs in points, field goals, threes, assists, ever. First free throw, you know that bad boy was good. How about 9 in the first quarter for 10 in white? She's the Trojans' top scorer at 16 per game. Leader in assists at almost 5 per game. And averages just about 4 threes made per game. And she's got 10 points here in the opening quarter. She's got half of Taylor's 20. And the Trojans lead by 15 with 2:55 remaining in the first of the quarterfinal matchup. USF from right to left in blue. Crawford to Skaggs on the left side circle. Holds the ball on her right hip, dribbles twice, now 3 times with her right hand, and deals off to Hinton. Down to through the Skaggs screen, driving kick near side. Leatherman 1-3 tonight. It'll remain that way with a long 3. Waiting for it on the weak side was Taylor's Lauren James. She'll glide to the front court. No one defends her, so she fires a 3. Can't bank it home. Good contest by the long Cassidy Crawford. And Leatherman has it down low, and she'll give it to Crow on the far side of the floor. Just the second miss from 3 for the Trojans tonight. As Skaggs holds on the near side. Into Crawford. Inside the paint. Fakes a pass near side. Power dribble. Right hand hook. Too strong. Good defense by Kirtley. And cleaning up the mess is Fisher of Taylor. 15-point Taylor lead. Trying to thread it through as Fisher. It was deflected out of bounds by the trailing Crawford. 1 for 10 is the USF start from the floor. The Trojans, on the other hand, 8 for 10. They lead 20-15 with 2:10 remaining here in the first. And again, the only field goal for USF in the opening quarter was that Leatherman 3 back early on in this stanza. Since then, just the 2 free throws from Crawford. James wants to go to the paint, and Kirtley turns, league logo. Right-hand shot was too strong off the heel. Just a hair too long from a good look, and it'll be Crow bringing it up for USF. Leatherman near side, who owns the only field goal for USF here in the opening quarter. Crow looks down low to Skaggs, can't get it to her. Crawford skipping near side, and an off-ball foul called. And if that's on Fisher, that's her 3rd, and it is. And that is a troublesome spot for Taylor, the Trojans' best on-ball defender, with her 6'1" wingspan. Has all 3 of Taylor's fouls here in the opening quarter. She will exit, along with Deckard and Kirtley. Khaleesi West, Ava Henson on for the first time for Taylor. Kiara Nieto back in as well. 15-point Taylor lead, USF with the ball. Leatherman right block against Westgate. Back to Crow, right side, rainbow three, hits off the bottom of the glass. Out of traffic, it'll be ripped away by Taylor's Taylor Westgate. Still only one field goal for USF with 1:40 remaining in the first. James has 10 of Taylor's first 20 as she dribbles up top. Far sideline, Henson looking Nieto's way. Henson fumbles it, but able to get it off to James. West was open from three, couldn't get it in. Here's a handoff in traffic. Two Michigan natives couldn't connect as West's right-hand floater was off the back of the rim. And here comes USF near side. Crow threads it backside to Crawford. Will get into the backside, but she'll travel as Taylor lost her for a moment. And Crawford traveled to give away what was going to be an open look at a layup. The 5 for USF, Crawford, Crow, Hinton, Skaggs, and Leatherman. The Trojans counter, backcourt pressure, James all the way up to West. Into Nieto, right block, try to thread it left side. She did to Westgate, who laid it in with a left hand. The Trojans extend their lead to a game-high 17, 22-5. On the first basket by Taylor Westgate tonight with 1 minute remaining in the first. USF from right to left in blue. The Trojans defend man-to-man in white. Near side, Skaggs. Henson fights through the screen. Skaggs spins. Her shot is beat away by Ava Henson. And then Ava pounces on the ball. And the Trojans almost throw it away in the backcourt. But a huge block there by Ava Henson, the freshman from Westfield. 15 seconds between game and shot clock, so USF should get the ball back. They double team Westgate in the paint. Near side, Nieto, contested three. Good from the right side by Kiara Nieto. Had two hands in her face, and the Trojans have opened up a 20-point clearance over USF here in the opening stanza. 14 seconds remaining in quarter one. USF can hold for the final shot. They are shooting just 1 for 13 from the floor in the first. Crawford fakes a straightaway three. James pounces, kicking far side. Crow's three is blocked by James on the floor. It'll be a heave if they can get it off. James can't let it go, and a spectacular opening quarter comes to a close. The Trojans couldn't miss in the first half, going 10 of 15 from the floor, and USF couldn't make one, going just 1 for 14. After one, it's Taylor 25, USF 5 on the Trojans Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express. We're there, so you can be too.
A blistering first quarter for Taylor, outscoring USF 25-5 thanks to a 10 for 15 shooting performance. USF tied the game at 3 with 7:54 remaining in the quarter on a Malia Leatherman 3. They then went on to miss their next 12 shots from the floor to end the first. USF will have the ball to start. Hinton and Torban along with Will. Aubrey Dunnick makes her first appearance, and Cassidy Crawford back out there as well. Right block, Crawford has 2 free throws. Left side high, Torban trying to get the scoring going in the second as she swishes a left side high 3. Just the second made 3 of the night, or second bucket of the night for USF. Both have been threes. Torban makes her 25th one of the year, and it's 25-8 early on in the second. Double team on Westgate, right block, floating far side, Nieto. Had a 3 to end the opening quarter for TU, then pitching outside to Henson. The defense chant is from the USF parents. Westgate far side to Henson, and now up top to the volleyball line, and James, who had 10 in the first half. Trying to cook here, near side West with 6, left-hand bump with 5 and 4. Henson's got to go quick around Hinton, just will roll off the near side rim, but Westgate comes in and rips it away from 3 USF players and able to roll the ball out near side to James. Back to Westgate, right side of the lane, right-hand block, trying to overpower Will. Step through, reverse layup, will just dance off, but Henson pokes the ball to herself and kicks it out to Nieto, left side. Westgate, telegraph pass, is intercepted by Dunnick. James trying to get back, knifing her way in, missing the layup will be Dunnick. And they'll get James for the reach-in as he tried to get the ball clean, but could not. First one on James, first one against Taylor in the quarter. Remember, Madison Fisher picked up 3 fouls in the first quarter, and she is on the bench here to start. West and Westgate exit for TU. Kayla Kirtley, along with Meredith Deckard, in for TU. Aubrey Dunnick to the line, where she was 2 for 4 on Saturday. And this one will be good. First one with one more to come. This free throw will match the output of USF's offense in the first quarter, when they had just 5. And Dunnick knocks them both down. So a quick 5-0 burst off the Torban 3 and 2 Dunnick free throws brings USF to within 15, just underway here in quarter number 2. James up top, crossing over to her left hand and flinging it outside to Henson. Near side of the floor, Deckard with hitting right there in her face. Tried to throw it into Kirtley. Pass was too low, poked away by USF, and Torban dives on the floor as Taylor gives it away for the 3rd time tonight and the 2nd time here in the second quarter. 5-0 start to the second stanza for USF after being down by 20 after one quarter. Hitting perimeter near side, guarded by Henson in the Taylor man-to-man. Dunnick, a 3 over Nieto. Nope, front rim barely got there. Hits the floor, and it's gobbled up by Taylor's Meredith Deckard. She'll go flying up the floor, near corner to Henson, then back to the trailing Deckard. James, far side of the floor to Kirtley as the USF goes to the man-to-man. Floating near side Henson. Catch and shoot 3 right side. Off the back of the rim, no. Fighting her way in was Kirtley. Dunnick trying to save it. She goes diving head first. Can't get there. It goes off of either Nieto or Crow. And the Taylor fans at Crossroads don't like the call, as Robert Enterline, who was behind the play, made the call. Jeff Meeks was on top of it and confirms it. Mark Gines, our other official this evening. Malia Leatherman, who was the leading scorer in the first quarter for USF, comes in, along with Skaggs and Crow. 5-0 start for USF here in the second quarter. They trail by 15, 2 minutes in, as Madison Fisher, with those 3 personal fouls, gets up to the scores table to come in at the next dead ball for Taylor. Man-to-man for the Trojans. They're clad in white. USF with the ball from right to left. They wear blue. Crawford moves her ahead. Taylor's head coach Jody Martinez calling for a foul or a 3-second violation. He is irritated across from us. Torban, perimeter right, into the paint. Leatherman, Henson with a double team. Nice find left side Skaggs, who lays it in with a right hand, and it's a 7-0 start for USF here in the second quarter. 25-12 the Taylor lead, 2.5 minutes into quarter number 2. James up top was dynamic in the first. Near side to Deckard, fakes right and now keeps that dribble alive. Runs into traffic with Leatherman. Top of the key, Henson. Kirtley high left side. Contested 3-ball. Cash for Kayla Kirtley. 7 for the junior on a much-needed 3 by TU. Their 4th of the ball game, and Taylor pushes that lead up to 16 at 28-12. 3 minutes gone here in the second quarter. Man-to-man for Taylor. Leatherman right side, and a pushing foul against Nieto as she was jostling with Crawford down low. First one on Nieto, second one against Taylor here in the quarter. And here comes Madison Fisher in for Taylor, playing with those 3 personal fouls. She'll replace Ava Henson. 6:57 remaining in quarter number 2. Taylor on top 28-12. They've been outscored, though, 7-3 in the second quarter. And another off-ball foul as Torban got tangled up. And they'll get Nieto for the foul again, one that she cannot believe. Second one against Nieto, third against Taylor. And Taylor has 3 fouls. We've played just over 3 minutes in this second stanza. Crow far side Torban with Deckard guarding her. Skaggs up top. Fisher daring her to take a 3. Mid-post right Leatherman. Moved her pivot foot, poked away, got into Kirtley's body, threw it off the glass wildly up high. Fisher hauls in the miss near side. She'll gallop up on her 4th carom and give off to James, who's in search of her first points of the second quarter. How about the C porting again? And James lays it in easily with a left hand. And then USF almost turns it over in the backcourt as Crow is able to play keep away from James. 30-12, the Taylor lead, 6:28 and ticking here in the second quarter. Skaggs pivots and faces the basket, now looks towards the far sideline, backs it out, and deals off to Crow. Left-hand attack, no-look dish near side to Leatherman as Kirtley collapses. 10 to shoot. Skaggs back to Leatherman, open left side 3, good. Second one of the night for Malia Leatherman. All 6 of Leatherman's points have come from beyond the arc. She shot just 24% coming in and made just 6 coming in. She has just 8 made threes in her career. She's got 2 of them tonight. And that cuts the Taylor lead down to 15. James just showing off, but her shot is swatted away as she pleads for a foul that does not come. She crossed over Crawford into a pretzel, but the help defense for USF snuffed out an easy layup. Fisher got her hands on the pass. Crawford high post right side, spinning, banging, traveled wildly with nothing, and that is abysmal. Crawford moved her pivot foot twice, and the officials just swallowed their whistle. 4 for Crawford, and it cuts the Taylor lead to 30-17. Decker, the low bounce pass, goes right between Fisher's legs, and Taylor gives it away for the 4th time here tonight. Westgate back in to replace Nieto. 12-5, the burst for USF to start this second quarter off. Light pressure by Deckard in the backcourt, but an easy float far side to Crow. 5:25, Taylor ahead by 13. They've led by as many as 20. Crawford up top, far side to Crow. Skaggs dishes Fisher away, backs inside the restricted area. Fisher goes up for the block, and Fisher, for some reason, went for the block, and she just picked up her 4th personal foul with 5:15 remaining in the second quarter. Skaggs backed her inside the restricted area. She went for the block and got called for the foul. It's her 4th. With 5:15 remaining in the second, the Trojans' best on-ball defender will be watching the majority, the rest of this first half, presumably from the bench, and for a long time on the bench as well. First of 2 free throws from Skaggs is a swish. With 1 more to come. She's got 3 points tonight. And Skaggs, an excellent free throw shooter at 77%. Crouches low and fires, and swished them both. 4 for Skaggs, all here in the second quarter. And USF continues to trim their deficit down. They trail by just 11. They're trailing by 20 to start this second quarter off as we hit the halfway point of quarter 2. Deckard has only taken 1 shot tonight. Right elbow Westgate trying to take Leatherman in the rack. Near side Kirtley, catch and shoot 3 ball. That one will glance off the front rim. Henson trying to get in. Westgate with that excellent motor, able to pick up the miss for TU. James uses her dribble, now off to Deckard near side. Kirtley lurking, right block Westgate. Mismatch Valiente. She'll spin and fling it up top to James. Little jab step against Hinton. They leave Deckard open off the left side of the glass and nothing else. And then Westgate gets called for an offensive foul down low. That draws jeers from the Taylor faithful across from us. 4th foul against Taylor here in the quarter. That can make it the 5th foul, and so that's the bonus for USF. After such a dominant opening stanza, everything has gone against Taylor here in quarter number 2. Here's 2 free throws for Malia Leatherman. 72% on the year, tied for the 7th best mark in the Crossroads League. Her first free throw of the night will spin off the rim. That was the first miss for St. Francis from the stripe tonight. They were 6 for 6 to start after shooting 75% on Saturday. Leatherman will go 1 for 2 as she makes the second. She's got a team-high 7. And it's a 10-point deficit for USF as they've outscored Taylor 15-5 here in the second, and they trail 30-20. Right block Westgate. Double team comes, trying to get out of trouble. Finds Henson high left side. Left corner, catch and shoot 3. Kirtley. That one long off the near side rim. Valiente's got the miss. And now Taylor cannot find the bottom of the cup after blistering the nets in the opening quarter. Long pass, and Hinton's able to gather in on the baseline far side. Top of the key to Willis. Kirtley dares her to shoot a 3. Near side Leatherman. Left block Skaggs. Double team with James, trying to tie her up. She'll pivot away and give out to Leatherman. Valiente left side circle. Will stop and pop, pulls up free throw line, and she gets 1 to go. First shot to go for Valiente, and that forces a Taylor timeout. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez pleading for a travel or something that has not been called to his liking. For the first time since the opening quarter, USF's deficit is single digits. They trail by 8, 30-22.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
USF has made 5 of their 7 shots here in the second quarter. The Trojans, meanwhile, have made just 2 of their 9. And that's how you see a 20-point lead trimmed down to 8. Out of the 30-second Taylor timeout, USF applies pressure in the backcourt. Taylor breaks it easily with Westgate on the near side of the floor. She picks up the ball and gives off to James. Henson, Kirtley, and Deckard the other to round out the Taylor 5. Deckard perimeter right. Taylor shoots on the basket to our right. James with a blow by Hinton goes in, got bumped. Her shot was wild off the glass. And it's hauled in down low by Leatherman of USF for her 7th rebound of the opening half to lead the game. Hinton wide open near side. Her three was halfway down and out. And thankfully for the Trojans, they get the rebound down low. It was Henson with the miss. Kirtley surveying the look in front of her. Low pass at Westgate gobbles up. They leave Deckard open. Three over Valiente. Off target left. High-ing and pirouetting in the air was Skaggs. As Deckard 0 of 3 from downtown. But then Deckard pounces on Valiente. The held ball keeps it here with Taylor. Great job by Deckard with her shot not falling to apply pressure defensively. And Taylor keeps the possession, leading by just 8. With 3:19 to go in the second quarter, they've been outscored 17-5 here in this second stanza. After leading 25-5 after 1. Lob up to Kirtley. Right side high to the mid-post right, Westgate. One-on-one Will. Westgate's shot was blocked by Will, but that's a foul. And now it's the USF faithful to have an opportunity to voice their displeasure with the referees tonight. First one on Will. First one against USF. Westgate to the line for 2. Sydney Crow back in for USF to replace Valiente. Westgate shooting just 65% from the line this season. She's got 2 here. Her first attempt of the night is perfect. One more to come. This can push the Taylor lead back to double digits. A tale of 2 quarters here so far tonight as Westgate swishes both freebies. She has 4 points. Cassidy Crawford, the USF top scorer, comes in to spell Whitney Will. And the Taylor lead is back up to 10 at 32-22 with 3:13 to go here in this second quarter. Crow will run the point quickly off to Crawford as Kirtley will defend her. Skaggs, who's had the offense run through her tonight, gives off to Hinton, who dribbles to the top around the Skaggs screen. Right-hand layup, no good, but they'll call Deckard for the foul, and Hinton will make another trip to the line. First one on Deckard tonight. 6th one against Taylor here in the quarter. USF already in the bonus. Hinton to the line for 2. Was 3 for 3 Saturday, just 61% this season. First one long as it spins off the left side of the rim as well. One more to come for Hinton. After making their first 6, USF has made just 1 of their last 3. And now 2 of their last 4 as Hinton swishes the second. Her first point of the night brings USF back to within 9 as we have 3 minutes remaining here in this second stanza. James with Hinton guarding her in the USF man-to-man. Screen up top, got Deckard free. Leatherman guards her, trying to use those long arms to cut down on the look from Deckard. Right block, Westgate spins away from the double team and rolls in a right hand. Look at the pirouette by Westgate. Knew where the double team was coming and rolled her home for a deuce. 4 in a row for Westgate. She's got 6 in the game, and Taylor's lead back to double figures at 11. 2:30 to go. They double team Crawford right block. They back off. Left hand back down. Turnaround shot got caught on the rim. Then coming in to swat it away was Westgate, and the Trojans deny Crawford a layup. James with 2:20 to go in the second. Taylor ahead by 11. She's yet to score, or has scored once here in the second quarter after having 10 in the first. Henson left side, back to James. Crawford guards. Westgate trying to get there for the screen, and an off-ball foul called. Jason Ridge throws his white water bottle in the air in disgust with a foul called against Cassidy Crawford. The second on the top scorer this season for USF. Alexis Torban in to replace Crawford. 2:08 to go in the second quarter. Taylor with the ball. Far sideline inbounds for Westgate, with the Trojans on top by 11, 34-23. They led 25-5 in the opening quarter. A much better offensive output for USF here in the second. Westgate, no look dish. Deckard open for a country mile. Her 3 was straight on but long. Westgate able to haul in the miss for TU. James, right side, mid-range jump shot long from Kirtley. Henson goes diving in. She couldn't get her hands on it as it goes out of bounds. And the ball will go back to USF, down 11 with 1:48 to go in the second quarter. And Cassidy Crawford returns for USF, replacing Hinton. West comes in to replace Deckard, who has struggled to shoot the ball tonight, 0 of 4 from downtown. Has played some good defense for the Trojans, even though lacking in the offensive category. West and James apply pressure in the backcourt. They find Crawford does USF, and then back to Crow, the point guard. USF down by 11 from right to left in blue. Crawford between the circles, Kirtley just inside the arc. Taylor in the man-to-man defense. They want to go to Skaggs down low against the mismatch against the smaller Henson. Far side Leatherman lobs it into Henson. Right block, Skaggs goes in, right in for a right-hand layup as she overpowered the freshman Henson. 6 for Skaggs, all in this quarter, and Taylor's lead cut back down to 9 with 80 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. James high left side to the far sideline, Henson to the far corner, and Kirtley tried to poke it in, couldn't get their ball kicked around, diving on the floor Skaggs. Kirtley ties her up, and the held ball will send it back to USF as the Trojans discombobulated in tight quarters there on the far side corner in front of the USF bench. After outscoring USF by 20, Taylor has been outscored by 11 here in the stanza, 20-9 in the second. Skaggs over her head between the circles to Crawford. A minute to go in the second quarter. Crow to Crawford, passes up an open look from 3, skipping far side to Leatherman as the only 2 threes tonight for USF. High pass to Skaggs, fumbled it, got it back. Out to Leatherman, trying to find her third 3, and she got it. This one from the right side of the floor. 7 in the quarter, 10 in the game for Malia Leatherman, who came in shooting just 24% from 3. She's 3 of 4 tonight from downtown, and USF down by 6, and a hip check called against Torban. Taylor head coach Jody Martinez 3 steps out onto the floor, upset with something. Crawford checks out for USF. Will comes in to get her. It's the first one on Torban. And Taylor, looks like Jody Martinez wants a flagrant foul, saying that the USF player Torban went after the shoulders of his player. James, little shimmy shake, stop and pop 3 ball. Cash right in the face of Crow. Good looking shot from James. 15 in the contest, 5 in the quarter, and that pushes the Taylor lead to 9. With 20 seconds remaining in the second stanza, the shot clock was at single digits. They should just turn it off. Clock stops with 19 and a tenth of a second left to go here in the second. That will, however, give USF the opportunity to get Cassidy Crawford, their top scorer, back in the game. And Taylor head coach Jody Martinez giving Jeff Meeks an earful, wanting to know why that was not an intentional foul against Torban after she got tangled up with James. Crawford will be allowed to come back in, replacing Will, as USF can hold for the final shot with 19 seconds left. They trail by 9, 37-28. Crow holding the ball on her right hip as the clock dwindles down here. Shot clock turned off. We'll see when Crow wants to make her move. Game clock's at 10. She's screaming something. Her teammates aren't responding. 8 and 7 to go in the second quarter. Crawford, near side Skaggs with 5 and 4. Skaggs has got to go quick. Got away with the travel, and they call it near side with 1.4 seconds left. That was an awful possession for USF. They did not communicate at all. And now they'll apply full court pressure as Taylor can hold with 1.4 to go in the second. James, backcourt turns. She can't let it go, and that will be how the first half comes to a close. Much better second quarter for USF after a dismal first quarter. They outscored Taylor 23-12 in the second, and Taylor's lead, which was once 20, is 9 as we head to this halftime, as Taylor head coach Jody Martinez continues to wonder why that was not an intentional foul against Torban a few moments ago. When we come back, it's time for the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break, Taylor leads St. Francis 37-28 in this Crossroads League Tournament quarterfinal matchup here on the Trojan Sports Network.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria. It's our taste.
Play that old song! You really want her to play it. That's what's really going to evoke the memory. You got to have the music that you listeners listen to.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Yeah, our first year doing Day of Giving was an incredible success last year. We were able to raise over $60,000 that went directly to our individual programs. And that's been the goal of it from the beginning, is giving our alumni, parents, supporters a chance to give directly to the teams that have impacted their lives. So we're hoping for an even bigger day this year and even more participation. I think I was pleasantly surprised at just the number of people who gave. Not everybody is writing a massive check, and we know these are difficult times, but just to see the number of people, the number of young alumni that gave anything. They gave $5, they gave $50, they gave any amount of money, and I think it just, for all of our coaches, I think I speak on behalf of everyone to say we're just proud at the engagement and the number of people that just wanted to be involved. And we have some competitions here in the department of the highest percentage of alumni that give. We have a bonus for those sports, and I think that's what it is. It's just instead of kind of asking at different times or having people send stuff at random times, it's like, hey, let's just pick a day and let's ask people to be a part of it, and it's something we can all do together.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body. And its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Back inside Odell Arena, this is the BSN Sports Halftime Report at the break. It is Taylor 37 and USF 28, the 3 versus 6 seed matchup in the Crossroads League Tournament quarterfinals. We'll get you the other scores from around the league here momentarily. The big story, Taylor shot the lights out in the first quarter. They made 10 of their 15 shots, 3 of 5 from 3, and blistered the nets, outscoring St. Francis 25-5 in that opening stanza, holding USF to just 1 field goal. And they went 0 from the field goal in field goals for the final 7:54 of the first quarter. But then the second quarter started and St. Francis found their rhythm as they made 7 of their 12 shots, 3 of 5 from downtown. And they were able to outscore the Trojans 23-12 in that second quarter to make their deficit 9 after 1 half of play. For the first half, Taylor shot 47% from the floor. They were 5 of 13 from 3. In that second quarter, Taylor just 4 of 15 and 2 of 8. Taylor 4 of 5 from the line. But the Trojans were called for 9 fouls in the opening quarter. That put USF to the line 10 times. They made 8 of them. USF comes in as the second worst free throw shooting team in the Crossroads League at 69%. But they're continuing their hot free throw shooting after connecting on 75% on Saturday. USF made 31% of their shots in the first half, 8 of 26 from the floor, 4 of 13 from downtown. The Trojans had one in double figures. That was Lauren James with 15 to lead the game, and the Trojans 5 of 9 from the floor, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, and 2 of 2 from the stripe. 7 points for Kayla Kirtley, 5 for Kiara Nieto, 4 for Madison Fisher, and 6 for Taylor Westgate off the Taylor bench. Playing but not scoring, Meredith Deckard, the Trojans' third leading scorer on the year, was 0 of 4 from the floor, all from distance. Ava Henson and Clacy West also played in that second quarter, but did not score, as the Trojans played 8 players in the first 20 minutes. For St. Francis, they were led by Malia Leatherman, who scored her season average in the first half, getting an even 10 on 3 of 5 shooting, including 3 of 4 from 3. She had never made more than 1 3 in a game in her career, and she makes 3 in the opening half. TV perspective, she made just 6 threes coming into the night, 24%, and was just 8 of 36 for her career, but is on fire from distance, 3 of 4 here so far through the first 20 minutes. 6 points for Elise Skaggs on 2 of 5 shooting, 4 for Cassidy Crawford. Her night has been a struggle, going just 1 of 7 from the floor for the top scorer for USF this season. 3 points for Alexis Torban on a 3 to start the second quarter off. 1 point for Deja Hinton, 2 apiece for Aubrey Dunnick and Fatima Valiente. Playing but not scoring, Whitney Will and Sydney Crow for St. Francis in the opening 20 minutes. Taylor had the edge on the glass by 7, 21-14. No surprise there. The Trojans, the best rebounding team in the Crossroads League, out rebounding opponents by 10 per game, and 12th best in the country. Their top rebounder in the first half, their leading rebounder on the season, Taylor Westgate, who had 5, 4 for Madison Fisher. But remember, Fisher picked up 3 personal fouls, played just 9 minutes and 53 seconds in the first, after picking up the 4th foul of the night with 5:15 remaining in the second quarter. Top rebounder for USF, was Malia Leatherman with 7. Her career high, in case you're wondering, is 10, which she set earlier this season. No one with more than 1 rebound for USF outside of Leatherman. Taylor assisted on 7 of their 14 hoops. No one with more than 1. The only player in the first half that played for Taylor did not have an assist was Taylor Westgate. 6 assists on 8 buckets for USF, 3 of them by Elise Skaggs. And that's 2 off of her career high. 4 blocks for Taylor, James, Fisher, Henson, and Westgate all with 1. 1 block for St. Francis. That was the property of Leatherman. Taylor had 2 steals, Deckard and Fisher, the thieves on those. 4 steals for USF. 1 apiece for Skaggs, Torban, Dunnick, and Valiente. Other numbers to note, Taylor had the edge in fast break points. No surprise there. The Trojans love to push the ball up and down the floor, while USF wants to grind it out and play it in the 60s. Taylor had the edge on fast break points, 7-zip. Advantage 6 in points in the paint, 16-6. And in second chance points, 3-0. On their 5 offensive rebounds to USF's 2. Bench points, 6-5 in favor of Taylor after the St. Francis bench outscored the Taylor bench 36-4 on Saturday. Taylor turned it over 5 times. It led to 3 St. Francis points. USF also gave it away 5 times. That led to 2 Taylor points. Here are the scores from around the Crossroads League tournament. Mount Vernon Nazarene, the 4-5 matchup with Huntington, leads the Foresters by 10 at halftime, 39-29. Indiana Wesleyan leads by 11 over Goshen after trailing in the first quarter. They lead 43-32. And Marion up big in the 1-8 matchup over Grace. That score we heard over the PA, about 18 to 20 points, the spread there. The winner of this game gets the winner of Indiana Wesleyan and Goshen. If the Trojans win and the Wildcats win, Taylor goes to Indiana Wesleyan on Friday. If Taylor wins and Goshen wins, the Maple Leafs come here on Friday. Should be a fun one. Our last 20 minutes coming up after this. This has been the BSN Sports Halftime Report. At the break, it's the 3-seed Taylor leading the 6-seed St. Francis 37-28. This is the 2021 Crossroads League Women's Basketball Tournament on the Trojan Sports Network. Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online Tire Finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH. From our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments, in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Third quarter about to get underway. Taylor will start with the ball. And both teams will start the third quarter with the same five that started the game off. Taylor will start with the ball. Meredith Deckard, Lauren James, Kayla Kirtley, Madison Fisher, and Kiara Nieta. Remember, Fisher playing with the 4 personal fouls. They try to go backdoor cut Fisher that worked 3 times Saturday. USF snuffs it out as Leatherman steals. And Taylor turns it over less than 15 seconds into the third quarter. USF with the ball down by 9. Near side to Skaggs. Almost traveled, but able to keep her balance up top to Crawford. Near side of the floor, Leatherman, who had 10 first half points. Skaggs hits away from Fisher, goes up, shot was blocked as Fisher dangerously went for the block, and picking up the miss is Taylor's Kayla Kirtley. Neither team with points on their opening possession. Deckard pulls from deep, couldn't get it to go. As her struggle night continues from deep. She's 0 of 5 as that one from way outside. 40 seconds into the third quarter, USF still down by 9, their halftime deficit. Leatherman to the right block in Crawford, and Fisher shadowing. Crawford gets away from the double team around the arc. Far side Crow has not made a bucket tonight, and that continues as that one hits off the front or the left side of the rim, rebounded by James. Far side Deckard, wide open right-hand layup goes for Meredith Deckard's first basket as James picks up her second assist. Good looking take there from Deckard on a right-hand finish. Taylor ahead by 11, just past 1 minute gone here in the third. Winner goes on to the semifinals Friday night against either Indiana Wesleyan or Goshen. Torban pirouettes on an off-target pass, flings it far side Crawford, measuring a 3, and off the front side of the rim, back-to-back misses there for rebounds for the Taylor's Lauren James. She'll find the leaking out Fisher near side of the floor, backing it out and picks up her bounce. Floats it up top to Deckard. Torban giving her space. Deckard puts it on the deck and drives. Almost traveled. She'll reverse it near side to James. Taylor in white shooting on the basket to our left. James around the Nieto screen. Picks up her bounce in trouble. Baseline left drive, Fisher. Throws a low pass. Fisher up top. Deckard, a long 3-ball. Good for Meredith Deckard. 5 in a row for the sharpshooter. After going 0 for 4 in the first half, she's made her last 2 shots, in the Trojans cooking right now. 5-0 spurt to start the third. Up by 14, 2 minutes into the third. USF looking into the Taylor man-to-man defense. USF in blue, Taylor in white. Crawford. Fisher reads the pass intended for Skaggs, and Skaggs pushes her from behind. No intention, no ill will there from Skaggs. Just got tangled up as Fisher jumped in front of the post pass and intercepted. 6th turnover by USF here tonight. First one on Skaggs on the foul. Taylor scored the first 5 points here of this third quarter. They lead by 14 as they go from right to left. 7:40 and counting. Beautiful backdoor cut. Kirtley James found her, and Kirtley laid it in right hand. Kirtley hit the brakes and spun away from the defender and left her defender looking which way did number 12 go. A 7-0 start for Taylor. They lead 44-28 here to start the third. Fisher jumps in front of another entry pass. Nieto ties up with Crawford, and the held ball will keep it here with USF. But Fisher playing active and smart with those 4 personal fouls to her name. Deja Hinton will make her first second half appearance for St. Francis. She will spell Skaggs. 7:20 remaining here in this third stanza. Taylor has scored the first 7 of the third quarter, and they lead 44-28, Crow trying to get it in far baseline. Once Crawford cannot, floats it up top to Hinton. Fakes a three. Good job by Fisher to avoid it. Hinton almost traveled, kicking near side to Leatherman. Cannot find her fourth three, and the rebound is gobbled up by the Trojans, Madison Fisher. James gliding up the right side of the floor, finds a trailing Fisher. Trying to blow by Torban. Low bounce pass that Kirtley snatches away from Hinton. Near side, baseline left drive, Fisher. Spin and kick, Kirtley. Three ball cash from the left side for Kayla Kirtley. 5 in the quarter. All 10 Taylor points scored by Deckard and Kirtley. And Kayla in the double figures with 12. Timeout, USF. Just like in the first quarter, the Trojans cooking here in the third, forcing a USF stoppage. Taylor's lead in the blink of an eye, back up to 19 at 47-28 with 3 minutes and 9 seconds expired in the third.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Another hot start to the third, to a quarter for the Trojans. Taylor made 10 of their 15 shots in the first. They've made 4 of their first 5 here, including the last 4 in a row. It was 5 from Deckard to start, then Kirtley said, I'll pick up and get 5 of my own, and Taylor leads by 19. 3 minutes and 9 seconds gone in the third quarter. No subs for either side. USF with the ball out of their own timeout. Leatherman, mid-post left, near side Crawford with Kirtley defending. James comes to help. They fling it far side to Hinton. With a right-hand dribble, measuring where she wants to go, picks up the bounce, trying to wrap a bounce pass in that Fisher kicks almost the way to the ceiling with her left foot. 6:35 remaining here in quarter number 3. 20 seconds to shoot for St. Francis as they look for their first points. Here of quarter number 3, they're 0 for 4 to start. Leatherman will deal it in front of her own bench across from us. To Crawford, their leading scorer on the year, just 1 for 8 tonight with 4 points. Hinton left corner. As USF bangs the ball around the arc, back to Hinton, a 3 over Fisher. Nope, hit the back rim long. Deckard with a weak side rebound. Crawford had it, and they call Crawford for a really soft reach-in foul. Third one on Crawford, second one against USF. Crawford's got a point. That was a pretty soft call for her coming in and just poking the ball away. Yeah, she collided with Deckard, but it wasn't. We've seen much worse things not even called throughout the season. Either way, Taylor on a 10-0 burst. They lead by 19. James diving in, dashing in, and laying it in with a left hand. 17 for James, and the Trojans start quarter number 3 on a 12-0 jaunt. And they lead by a game high of 21. 49-28, just 4 minutes into the third. Leatherman left corner. Nieto guards in the Taylor man-to-man. Right-hand dribbles to get her to the left side. Crawford back to the corner with Kirtley defending. Hinton measuring. James goes in, pokes it free. Kirtley scoops it off the floor. Up to James, who turns around with 2 defenders trailing. It's Kirtley late to get back into the play. James has it poked away, keeps it away from Crawford. Then James goes diving in, trying to throw it in the air. Torban knocked it away as the Taylor fans scream for a foul across from us. Crawford into the air, Hinton quickly to Leatherman. Crow has not made a shot tonight. That continues as that one hits off the front rim. It's batted around as Torban plays keep away from the Taylor defense. Crawford left side. Kirtley dares to shoot a 3, and Crawford will miss it halfway down and out. Kirtley looked at the ball and was able to snatch it away before USF could get it. Kirtley's third rebound of the night as Taylor trying to build on their 21-point lead. They've scored the only points of this quarter, outscoring USF 12-0. 5:05 and counting here in the third. Kirtley trying to stay hot. This 3 does glance off the near side rim, but Deckard chases it down and gathers it in. Tapped from Kirtley to James. Head fake got Crow to blow by. Couldn't hit it as Nieto pokes it back to herself and wraps it around to Deckard. Fisher tees up a 3. That one off target right, and Torban will haul it in for USF. The Trojans tried to bake that lead 24, could not, on a couple of good looks from 3. USF the other way in blue, still have not scored with 4:35 remaining in the third. Crawford wide open, but didn't even shoot. Now she backs down, tries to deal with Nieto and Fisher. She'll slice it through, get the foul. And if it's on Fisher, it's her 5th. If it's on Nieto, it's her 3rd. So count the basket. It'll be on Fisher, and she will foul out with 4:30 remaining in the third quarter. Make it actually just her 4th, excuse me. I thought Madison had 5 fouls. I apologize. So Madison's still here. And 1 for Crawford. The Fisher family not happy across from us, as their loved one picks up her 4th foul. So Fisher still in. And Crawford trying to complete the and 1 here. 2 for 2 from the line tonight, and now 3 for 3 as she gets the roll off the front rim. 5 in the quarter, 9 in the game for Cassidy Crawford. Taylor Westgate in for Taylor along with Ava Henson. 4:23 to go third quarter. Taylor ahead 49-31. Deckard spinning. Still looking for help, and now she finds Nieto at the volleyball line, now to the hands of the point guard, James. James has 17 points, 5 boards, and 3 dimes tonight. Torban trying to defend. James going to make easy work of this. She got fouled, and it'll be a 3-point trip to the line for Torban. Torban closed out too closely, collided with James's forearms, and took her legs out. And James to the line for 3 free throws. Third one against USF here in quarter number 3. James 2 for 2 from the line tonight. And the first one is good. 86% on the year with 2 more to come. Does not have enough attempts to qualify in the league or national rankings. But these free throws might help. She made the first, will miss the second. And she has 1 more to come. She has a game high 18 points. She's Taylor's leading rebounder and leader in assists tonight, with 5 caroms tying Westgate for the team high honor in rebounds. James will go 2 for 3, 4 points for her in the quarter. 19 for the game as Cassidy Crawford, exits for St. Francis, replaced by Malia Leatherman. It's a 20-point Taylor lead, 51-31. The Trojans score the first 10, actually make it the first 12 of this quarter to take a game-high lead of 21. Whitney Will in for USF as well. Torban can't get the passes. Deckard cuts her off. Now Torban has it after a pass from Valiente. Up top, Valiente, a 2-point shot in the first half and a 3 here in the second. This one from straight away. Valiente makes just her 5th 3 of the season. It's now 5 for 20 from downtown. 5 points for Valiente tonight. And the Taylor lead down to 51-34. Left block, Westgate. Double team comes Will, rips it away. Deckard wide open, 3 over. Hinton is off the back of the rim. Westgate comes in and rips it away from Leatherman. Out to Henson on the far side for TU. Deckard resets with Taylor's lead down to 51-34. 3:19 and counting, 10 to shoot. Valiente trying to keep up with James, almost lost the ball. Now a double team there with 5. Will trying to guard her into the left block. Westgate turns and hooks off the back rim. No, but Henson comes soaring in and then saves it to Nieto somehow. And then USF gets called for a foul. Ava Henson went soaring through the air with the greatest of ease and then somehow got the ball to Nieto, and Taylor keeps the possession on an unbelievable individual effort by the freshman Ava Henson. She had a destroying block earlier in the first half, and now a spectacular rebound here. Shot clock resets to 20, far side to Deckard. As Will was called for the foul, that's her second. 4th on USF. Henson passes up a 3. James, no shame in shooting, and she hits it from the high left side. 4th 3 for Lauren James, 22 on the night, and Taylor back in front by 20. Skaggs back in for USF, right side circle, Leatherman. She's been their best offensive player tonight. Gives off to Valiente, runs Henson into a screen, stopped from the league logo, off the back rim, and no. Tapped around, Westgate trying to get it. Nieto comes in to scarf up the rebound. Far side, Deckard flying. Oh, she put Torban on skates, and then Deckard, she couldn't get the lay-in, but she had Torban twisting and wishing every which way, and Deckard to the line for 2 of them. Woo! Look at Deckard go. Valiente exits. Torban picks up her 3rd personal. 5th foul against USF with 2:23 remaining in the third. Puts Taylor in the bonus. 2 free throws for the sharpshooter Deckard. First one clean. All 6 of Meredith's points have come here in the quarter. Shoots 82% from the stripe this year. This to give Taylor a game-high 22-point lead, and she does at 56-34. USF has made just 2 field goals here in this second quarter, reminiscent of their 1 field goal performance in the first. Leatherman left side high. Was great in the first half again. Tonight has been quiet so far, just like she was on Saturday. Torban, perimeter right, directs Leatherman where she wants her to go. Deckard guards in the man-to-man. Two-handed bullet pass goes through the hands of Will, and give credit to Kiara Nieto for soaring in the air and altering the gaze of Whitney Will. 8th turnover by USF tonight, and Taylor gets it back. Torban exits with Crawford back in and Crow for USF. Hinton back in as well. 2:01 remaining in the third quarter. Taylor has outscored USF 19-6 here in the third. It's been a game of runs. Taylor dominated the first quarter. USF dominated the second. And Taylor taking ownership of the third, as we mentioned. 1:53 to go in quarter 3. James veers to her right, directs traffic with her left hand. Passes to Henson, picks it up with Hinton guarding her tightly. Double team Westgate. Right elbow Nieto leans in for a jump shot halfway down and out. Henson comes in and ties up Hinton and keeps it here with Taylor. Ava Henson is a woman possessed here in the third quarter. Playing in spot of the senior Madison Fisher, who has 4 personal fouls. Henson has not missed a beat here in the third. Shot clock to 20, far corner Deckard, fakes, blows right around Skaggs, into Westgate, through contact, no, got her own miss. Her left-hand shot will dance off the rim, and Crow keeps it away. But then Deckard steals it like a thief in the night with the unsuspecting Crow. James, right side 3, no, off the right side of the rim, and the weak side rebound is Skaggs's. This place would have gone insane if James could have drilled that 3. Instead, the Taylor lead remains at 22 with 70 seconds remaining in stanza number 3. Crow between the circles, fakes 2 passes down low, goes far side to Hinton. Leatherman up top to Crow, scoreless tonight, and scoreless no more. Had missed all 5 of her 3s until that one drops from straight away. First bucket for Crow, and the Taylor lead down to 19, 56-37, with less than a minute remaining here in quarter number 3. James will walk to the right side of the floor, trying to kill as much time as possible. Right elbow Nieto, handoff Deckard, and a hold will go against either Leatherman or Hinton. Free throws coming for Taylor. It's a hold. Did not see the number. They just held up 2 fingers. There is no one that wears number 2 for USF. Oh, it's on 4. Cassidy Crawford. That's her 4th for the top scorer for USF with 42.9 to go in the third. So 2 free throws for James with Taylor in the bonus. 4 for 5 tonight, and now 5 for 6. Game high 23 points for James. Back-to-back 20-point performances after having 24 on Saturday against this USF squad. James knocks them both down to give her 24 tonight. As Crawford will exit with the 4 personals. Torban back in for USF. And Taylor leads by 21 with 42 and 9/10 of a second left to go in the third quarter. Crow brings it up for USF. Hand off to Skaggs. And then around the arc, USF looks. Leatherman outside the arc, near side. Near side of the floor to Crow. Taylor playing in a calm man-to-man defense. Hinton after a skip pass attacks, leaning on Henson. Can't get the roll, but they get Henson for the hip check. First on Ava. First one against Taylor here in quarter, or second one against Taylor here in the third. Good job by Taylor after Fisher picked up her 4th personal at the 4:30 mark of the third stanza. Taylor's been clean in the foul category since. Fatima Valiente back in for USF. She replaces Sydney Crow. 2 free throws for Deja Hinton, who's 1 for 2 this evening. St. Francis still shooting a beautiful clip from the free throw line, 9 for 11. And now 9 for 12 as Hinton misses that one off the left side of the rim. They ended the regular season 9th best in the Crossroads League at 69% from the free throw line. Second one from 11 in blue, Deja Hinton. She calmly knocks it down. 2 for Hinton, all from the line, and Taylor's lead down to 20. Backcourt pressure from USF. James breaks it with a cross-court pass far side to the front court in Deckard. Shot clock turned off with 14 seconds remaining here in the third. It's been all Taylor here. They lead by 20. Pitching outside the Deckard with 7 and 6. Bouncing near side Henson. She hasn't scored yet, and he'll spin off the rim. Skaggs keeps it away from Taylor player. Skaggs looking. She'll fling it the length of the floor. It'll fall short. And we go to the fourth. With a date in the semifinals on the line, Taylor leads USF 50-38 with one more quarter left in our quarterfinal matchup. That's next on the Trojan Sports Network.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965 when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland. Taylor up by 20 as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of play. So far, the top seeds all winning. Indiana Wesleyan leads Goshen by 6. They're in the fourth quarter. Mount Vernon Nazarene up 12 over Huntington. That game also in the fourth. No score yet on an update from Marion. They were leading by about 20 at halftime. St. Francis with the ball to start here in the fourth. They're down 20. Aubrey Dunnick, right side against Fisher, playing with 4 fouls. Missed it short as she tried to draw the fifth and final one on Fisher. Madison gathers it off the floor. That's the 6th rebound for Fisher tonight. Taylor has Fisher, James, Deckard, Westgate, and Kirtley to start here in the fourth. First possession, fourth quarter, right side of the floor, Fisher. Dunnick cuts her off on the baseline. Telegraph pass, intercepting it easily was Whitney Will. As Taylor gives away for just the 8th time tonight, and just the third time here in the second half. So just like the other quarters, neither team able to score on their opening possession of the stanza. Dunnick, high left side, right hand bounce, back to the far side, and Torbon. Deckard guards her. Will sets the right side screen that Torbon takes. Bullets at near side Hinton. Contested three, halfway down and no. Westgate gobbles up her 8th rebound of the night to lead Taylor. Hinton 0 of 4 from downtown. Deckard threading it near side. Passed by Hinton. Did it go off of Fisher's hands? It did not. It will remain here with Taylor. USF just 6 of 23 from beyond the arc. Taylor not much better. They're 8 of 23. The difference right now, they've outscored USF 22-8 in the paint. They lead by 20 right now. Deckard, near corner, gets it into Fisher, then high right side to Kirtley. One of the Trojans in double figures tonight with two of them in double figures behind James's game-high 24. Fisher near side. Westgate mismatched Dunnick. Fisher threw it off the backboard, and that's back-to-back turnovers by Taylor. And Torbon takes it off the floor for St. Francis. Cougars from left to right in blue. Dunnick trying to cross over Fisher. Spins, got into Westgate's body, who blocked the shot. But Westgate didn't go straight into the air, went for the block. She gets called for the foul, and Dunnick has 2 free throws coming up here. Third one on Taylor Westgate. First one against Taylor here in the fourth. That's Taylor University. First trip to the line for Dunnick tonight, where she's shooting 57% this year, and that one straight line off the back of the rim with one more to come. Her first miss from the line tonight. Now 2 for 3. Dunnick, a 5'7" sophomore out of Uniondale, Indiana, in Norwell High School. That's up near the Fort Wayne area. She'll miss both as that one rolls off the back of the rim. Westgate's got the miss for Taylor, her 9th rebound tonight. Fisher to the front court. USF with the man-to-man defense there in blue. All the way out near midcourt is James. Valiente guarding her. James gets into Valiente's body, then gives off to Westgate far side. Down the lane right side. Fisher tried to thread it through. Will ripped the ball out of the air. And that's a tough one for USF because right after Will had ripped the ball clean, right before Will ripped the ball clean, Robert Enterline called the play dead, and the held ball keeps it here with Taylor instead of the 3rd straight turnover for the Trojans. Deckard, far baseline, trying to find someone to get it into, flings it up to the far side of the floor in Kirtley. A calm handoff to James with the center Will guarding James. Well, they try to switch. They cannot. Far side Decker. Down low Fisher Kirtley almost traveled. Ping passing. James fakes and drives. Pulls up free throw line jump shot. Front rim just cannot get the roll. Coming in Westgate trying to poke it away. Valiente tiptoes the baseline. But then her second stepped out of bounds. Westgate and Fisher right there. And they share a laugh as neither one could pick up the miss. 3 fresh subs in for USF. Leatherman, Skaggs, and Crow. No Reagan Pate tonight for USF, their top 3-point shooter at 40% and 70 made threes. That's hurt them in the 3-point shooting category tonight. Deckard trying to find Kirtley, sends it all the way up near midcourt. 2 minutes into the fourth quarter, no score, and no one scoring yet as Taylor leads 58-38. Torban backing up. James off to the far sideline. Deckard 7 to shoot into the paint. Westgate quick spin move, right hand hook off glass for 2. 8 for Taylor Westgate, her first second half scoring, and Taylor's lead back up to 22. Simple, quick power move for Westgate before the double team could come for USF. Leatherman just outside the left side elbow, holding the ball over her head. 2-hand pass near side to Crow. Around the Leatherman screen goes Crow. James fights through. Skaggs open for a long 3. Bangs that one in from the left side. Skaggs had missed her first 2 3-point tries. Makes it a good 3-point shooter at 39%. 9 for Skaggs in the game, her first second half scoring, and the Taylor lead at 60-41. James dancing off to the far sideline. It goes in Deckard. 3 minutes into this fourth quarter, double team comes. Deckard able to avoid it. James had Kirtley backdoor. Near side, Fisher contested 3. No, off the front rim. Kirtley tried to get it. It goes off of her fingertips on the second time after Dunnick poked it into the air. Subs in for USF. Leatherman out. Dunnick back in for St. Francis as they quickly move people in and out. 3 minutes here gone in the fourth. 60-41, the Taylor advantage. They've had a lead as big as 22 tonight. That came back in the third stanza. Dunnick shuffles and hands off to Will. Top of the key, Skaggs, as USF goes 5 out. As Dunnick holds left side high. Driving right hand, head of steam, tuck. Shot was blocked by Kirtley. Another rejection for the Trojans. Nice little whip pass off the floor from Fisher to James far side. Fisher feels Dunnick coming up from behind, stops and pitches back to Fisher. Fumbles it on the baseline, and she got blocked by Dunnick. And that'll be the first one on the guard for St. Francis. Taylor with 6 blocks tonight. They came in averaging just 3 per game. With 20 to shoot for the Trojans, leading by 19, 60-41. 3.5 minutes gone here in the fourth. Deckard near side of the floor wants Westgate, rips it away from a double team, floats it into the far side. Kirtley, how did that pass get through? And Kirtley laid it in over a defender. 14 for Kayla on a pretty pass through many USF defenders by Taylor Westgate. 62-41, 4 minutes in to the fourth. A date in the semifinals Friday on the line here. Skaggs, right side circle. Kirtley guards her in the man-to-man. Skaggs spots for a 3. This one off the back of the rim long. It's Kirtley with the miss. She's trying to pivots away from trouble, rips it away for her 4th rebound of the night. James gliding up the floor. One-hand bounce. Westgate double team comes, turns and fades. Will block the shot. Torban will save it on the baseline, and USF will bring it up the other way. Deckard floats into the air. Dunnick able to get it away as Fisher guards her on the perimeter right. A skip into a drive. Dunnick gets into the body of Fisher. Knocked away by Kirtley, and she'll steal it off the floor. 10th turnover by USF. 6th steal for Taylor. Slicing it through. Deckard blows by Torban. That's a hand check foul on Torban, her 4th. Second one on St. Francis with 5:26 remaining here in the fourth quarter. Kiara Nieto comes in for the first time in the fourth to get Westgate. Fatima Valiente in for USF. 62-41, the Taylor lead. They've got the ball on the baseline to our left with Deckard to deal it in. Up top to her roommate Kirtley, jabbing a long 3. Kirtley, kaboom, from straight away. 3rd triple for Kayla Kirtley, an 8, and now she's got 17 points on a beautiful performance for Kayla Kirtley. 65-41, biggest lead of the night. Taylor, 3 missed on the other side by Crow, but Valiente able to get the miss for USF. Valiente off a big Skaggs screen, right-hand floater off the left side of the rim. Fisher there, falls down out of bounds off of Madison Fisher, and it remains with USF. Lauren James and Kayla Kirtley have matched St. Francis's output by themselves. 41 for those two Trojans, 41 for St. Francis as a team. As Valiente shuffling her feet to get it in on the baseline. Crow skipping far side to Will. Nieto daring her to shoot a three. She'll pass it up and give off to Hinton. Will not a three-point shooter. She'll fire here left corner. Long. Back to the far side it goes, and Nieto has the miss. Taylor up the near side of the floor with James. Nieto gets her 4th rebound tonight. 4:40 remaining in the 4th. Taylor with their biggest lead of 24 after the Kirtley 3-ball. She has it up top here, near side of the floor. James outside the arc. Shimmy, shake, and drive right around Crow. Right-hand scoop for 2 more. And anything that Lauren James wants to do, she is doing. 26 for the redshirt junior. Hinton goes in, barrels in with Kirtley, and they get Kayla for a block with her heels inside the restricted area. First on Kayla, second one against Taylor in the quarter. Hinton back to the line for 2 free throws. Hinton tonight is 2 for 4 from the stripe, and now 3 for 5. All 3 of her points have come from the free throw line tonight. Malia Leatherman had 10 points in the first half on 3 of 5 shooting. She has taken just 1 shot here in the second half as Hinton makes the second free throw. And Leatherman has been nullified in the second half again for the second game in a row. Fisher runs into Crawford, falls down. Nieto comes diving in, couldn't keep the ball away as bodies fall all over the floor. And Crow comes out of the scrum with it, the ball for USF. Crawford left block, trying to back down Kirtley. Fisher comes, tucking that shoulder, throwing it into the body of Kirtley was Crawford. She'll miss the right-hand turnaround. Fisher has the miss for Taylor. Hinton reads it and taps it into the front row, where stud golfer Javen Johnson's right there to catch a souvenir. Timeout for Taylor. A full timeout. Leading 67-43 with 4:01 remaining in the 4th. They date in the semifinals. To the victor of this game comes up Friday.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Taylor up by 24 with 4:01 to go in the 4th quarter. Tight one in Mount Vernon, Ohio. Mount Vernon Nazarene leads Huntington by 3 in the 4-5 matchup. Indiana Wesleyan leads Goshen by 13 in the 2-7 matchup. The winner of this game gets the winner of Wesleyan and Goshen. Nieto out of the Taylor full timeout finds Fisher at the top of the key with Valiente guarding her. Handoff to James has been a rock star tonight. Game high 26 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists. Deckard has it poked away by Valiente, but Meredith gets it back, bouncing far side to Fisher. Torban guarding her. Fisher draws 3 eyes. Top of the key. Kirtley fumbles with it. Fakes away. Kicks it far side around the arc. Wide open. Deckard 3. It'll spin off the right side of the rim. But Nieto trying to hustle her way in. She dives on the floor. Ties up USF. The ball will go back to the Cougars. But Nieto playing like her hair's on fire here in the 2nd quarter. Deckard's rough night shooting continues. Just 1 of 8 from downtown. But 7 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. And some good defense for the junior sharpshooter from Martinsville. Still a 24-point Taylor lead with 3:28 remaining in the 4th. Torban to Hinton on a flare screen, fakes and drives on the left side of the lane. Valiente, a rainbow 3, is swished from perimeter left. Second 3 of the night for Fatima Valiente. And 6 of her 8 points have come here after halftime. Taylor's lead down to 22. Far side of the floor, Deckard with 3:08 and counting in the 4th stanza. James, high left side, jabbing to her right, slides it through to the back side of the floor, and Fisher. Right block, trying to find help, trying to use those long legs to pivot away. Throws it off the foot of a USF player. It goes right into the hands of Crow as Taylor turns it over for the 11th time tonight. Crow up the floor, finds a trailing Hinton. Taylor dares her to shoot. Hinton says, I will, and she'll roll in a deep three from up top. Hinton makes her 5th three-point try of the night after missing her first 4. As Taylor, the Trojans get an earful from head coach Jody Martinez. 7 of the night for Hinton. Good little spurt here for USF out of the break. They trail 68-47. The clock on Taylor's side now with 2:30 remaining in the 4th. Valiente comes out to get James near the volleyball line. Valiente bodying with James with 9. James driving, gets caught off, spinning back looking for help. Had Kirtley on the backside, couldn't get to her. Nieto, a rainbow 3 off the glass and nothing else. But Fisher deflects it away and rips it away from Hinton. It goes off of Hinton's left hand and remains with TU. Splendid defense by Fisher. 4 subs in for St. Francis. Skaggs, Crawford, Leatherman, and Dunnick. Valiente the only one to remain for Jason Ridge's club. The shot clock resets to 30 with 2:14 remaining in regulation and Taylor ahead by 19. They built the lead up to 20 and it's been cruising at this altitude since they got there in the 3rd quarter. Fisher at the volleyball line on the baseline inbounds pass by Deckard. In the center jump circle to James with Dunnick guarding her. James, the stellar redshirt junior, has been on fire tonight with a game-high 26 with 4 made threes and 8 of 15 shooting. Right elbow Nieto, jump stop, handoff Decker with 13 to shoot. Near side Fisher, left side 3-ball, cash for Madison Fisher. First scoring for the senior since the opening quarter. 7 for Madison Fisher, and Taylor's lead is 70-48. With a minute 43 remaining in the 4th, the Trojans will empty the bench and bring in 5 subs at the next dead ball. Crawford to Dunnick, perimeter right, with USF in blue. High left side, driving as Crawford. Jump stop in, nicely done, and she gets the right-hand layup to drop. An aggressive move by Crawford. She's in double figures with 11. 4 for her, Deckard right side 3. Got a hit on the arm and still buries it from the right side. Second 3 for Deckard gets her to 10. Timeout to get some subs in for the Trojans. Fisher and Nieto potentially playing their final home game. James and Kirtley and Deckard all exit. Taylor Browning, Gretchen Mall, Ariel Dale, Haley Harrison, and Lauren Farb in for Taylor for the final 75 seconds. As Taylor saw their 20-point lead go down to 9 and 8, they turned on the gas in the 3rd quarter, and they lead by 23 here. They'll win comfortably and go to the semifinals of the Crossroads League tournament for the 4th year in a row, all under the direction of head coach Jody Martinez. They get Haley Harrison for a reach-in foul. Haley's first, team's 3rd. .58 and 6/10 of a second left. Taylor will move to 19 and 6 on the year. Near side Dunnick. Skaggs high right side. Browning defends. Back to Dunnick right side as Taylor slides around in the 2-3 zone. 14 to shoot. Valiente a floater off the glass hard. Tapped into the air by Dunnick and Browning. And they'll get Browning for the fouls. Now she comes up holding her left shoulder after she got tied up with Dunnick. First on Browning, number 4 against Taylor. 47 and 9/10 of a second left to go in this one. 20 to shoot for USF, down by 23. Valiente wanted to thread it into Crawford, instead comes near sideline to Skaggs. A high fling far side to Crawford, down to Valiente. 1-3 in the quarter, cannot find her second. Dunnick goes in, takes Browning down to the floor again, and then he'll help her up along with the help of Farb. Dale has the rebound for Taylor. She'll angle to the front court with about 8 seconds between game and shot clock. The Trojans trying to work the ball down to Mall with the 6-foot Crawford guarding her. Gretchen boxing up big, right block, catching, pivoting, up top to Farb, who taps the ball down with her left hand. 11 to shoot, Browning near side, lobs it left block Mall, back down right hand hook for Gretchen. Mall just rolls off the rim. Crawford has it, she and Browning with Mall, and a held ball with just the right hand of Mall keeps it with Taylor with 10.9 seconds left, separating Taylor from the Crossroads League tournament semis. Harrison will get it in. Taylor will dribble out the final 10-plus seconds. Mall to Farb, and the Trojans answer back in a big way. Taylor led by just 9 at the end of the first half, 37-28. They'll outscore St. Francis by 36-23 after halftime and win comfortably 73-50 to knock out St. Francis from the Crossroads League tournament and move on to the Crossroads League tournament semifinals coming up on Friday at either Indiana Wesleyan or here against Goshen. We'll keep our eyes on that ball game. 86 seconds left in that one. Indiana Wesleyan leading by 7 after a miss by Goshen. We'll keep our eyes on that ball game. We'll wrap this one up here as well as the Trojans move on to the Crossroads League Tournament semifinals for the 4th year in a row. We're back with the Ivanhoe's postgame show after this here on the Trojan Sports Network.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Your heart, well, your heart is everything to you and your body, and its favorite place to be is home. Marion General Hospital has been named a nationally accredited chest pain center, which is the highest accomplishment in cardiovascular care. We are proud to provide our community with a team of cardiac experts throughout MGH, from our ambulance and emergency room to our cardiovascular departments in partnership with our experienced local cardiologists and interventional cardiologists from St. Vincent's Medical Group. The same level of cardiovascular expertise in bigger cities at larger hospitals is available right here. Everyone has their expertise. At MGH, our expertise is your heart, bringing the best in the nation home to you. Your heart is in the right place at MGH.
Ivanhoe's has been serving Taylor students since 1965, when Ivan and Carol Slane purchased the restaurant. Located on Main Street, Ivanhoe's is less than a mile from the Taylor campus and is open 7 days a week. The menu features choices for lunch, dinner, as well as 100 different milkshakes and sundaes. Customers can find other dessert items as well. The staff is proud to support Taylor University and appreciates the support of Ivanhoe's through the years.
When you need the fuel to be your nephew's #1 fan, Holiday Inn Express, we're there, so you can be too.
Greek's Pizzeria in Upland opened its doors in December of 2017. Over the years, there have been more than 140 Greeks opened across the country, with 24 Indiana locations. When it comes to pizza, Greeks offers customers the option to create their own pizza or to try one of Greek's specialized pizzas. Greeks uses fresh, homemade, hand-tossed dough, Greek's Italian sauce, select blended cheeses, gourmet toppings, and the same method of preparation since the first restaurant opened in 1969. The kitchen can also whip up a sandwich served on fresh French-style bread, or it can put that sandwich into a pizza shell wrap. Customers can also add breadsticks or French-style bread as a side item. Greeks also offers a selection of salads and assorted dressings as well. Greeks is located just off Main Street in Upland and is a proud supporter of Taylor University Athletics. Greek's Pizzeria, it's our taste.
Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland is proud to support Taylor University Athletics. Located at 148 South Main Street, Best One is open 6 days a week. Owner Mike Pearson and his staff offer replacement tires from brands like Bridgestone, Firestone, and Goodyear. Customers can also shop for tires from the comfort of their home by using the online tire finder. When it's time for mechanical repairs, Best One's ASE certified technicians can perform a wide range of services to get their customers back on the road. And those same technicians can do repairs on fleet vehicles as well. Taylor Athletics says thank you to Mike Pearson and everyone at Best One Tire and Auto Care Upland.
It's true. Many of us spend more time thinking about what's for dinner than thinking about retirement. But if you think your retirement needs deserve more attention, we agree, and we'd like to help. Your local Edward Jones financial advisors, Ryan Jones, Mark Sieglin, and Rob Sisson, can help you get started today. They are proud corporate partners of Taylor University Athletics. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
What limits you? Too small, too old, insecure, broken. You have no limits. Rethink your limits.
Back inside a very quickly emptied Odell Arena, where the Trojans, the 3 seed, defeat the 6 seed St. Francis tonight by a final of 73-51. Well, you couldn't have asked for a better start to the game if you were a Taylor. You outscore St. Francis 25-5. You limit them to just 1 field goal in 14 attempts in that opening quarter. You make 15 tries to lead by 20 after 1. But then St. Francis got their offense together in the second, outscoring Taylor 23-12. Thanks to 7 of 12 shooting in the second quarter. Taylor was 4 of 15 in that second stanza. The lead was cut all the way down to 6 after a Malia Leatherman three-point shot, and she was stellar tonight to make it a 34-28 Taylor lead. But a Lauren James three-pointer just before the end of the first half gave Taylor a 9-point cushion. And then the Trojans came out on fire, scoring the first 12 points of that third quarter to push the lead back up to north of 20. And the lead would get no lower, would be hovering around 20 for the rest of the night. Taylor's biggest lead was 26, about midway through the fourth. Taylor shot the ball at a 44% clip tonight, 26 of 59 from the field. They were 11 of 29 from 3 for 38%, and Taylor made 10 of their 12 free throws for 83%. For St. Francis, they shot just 29% from the floor tonight, including 27 after halftime. They were 15 of 52 from the field, just 9 of 29 from 3 for 31%, but they still shot north of their season average from the free throw line, connecting on 71% of their free throws, going 12 of 17. Taylor had 3 players getting the double figures tonight. 1 got to 20, second game in a row for Lauren James, getting to 20 points. She finishes with a game-high 26 this evening on 8 of 15 shooting, 4 of 7 from 3, and 6 of 7 from the line. Kayla Curley had 17 points, 10 after halftime. Kayla was 7 of 12 from the floor, 3 of 6 from beyond the arc, and she had a very balanced night as well, going 4 for 5 after halftime and 2 for 3 from the 3 in the second half. 10 points from Meredith Deckard, all in the second half. She was 3 of 10 from the floor, 2 of 5 from three-point range. Meredith had a couple of good looks. It just did not drop for her tonight, particularly in that first half, but she found her rhythm after halftime and picked up the offensive load after halftime. 8 points off the Taylor bench for Taylor Westgate, 7 for Madison Fisher, who was plagued by foul trouble the whole night. She played just 9 minutes in that first half. She had 3 personal fouls. She picked up the 4th about midway through the third and was able to get 7 points this evening. 5 for Kiara Nieto, and that was it for the Trojans scoring. They scored 73 points between 6 different players. Playing out scoring tonight, Ariel Dale, Lauren Farb, Haley Harrison, Taylor Browning, and Gretchen Mall all came in late. Ava Henson played predominantly, particularly when Madison Fisher got into foul trouble, and Clacy West played but did not score this evening. To give you an idea of how potent the Trojan offense tonight was, you take Decker, James, and Kirtley. They combined to score 53 of Taylor's 53 of the Trojans' 73 points tonight. And that means they outscored St. Francis by themselves, 53-51. For USF, they had 9 players play tonight, and 1 got to double figures. That was Malia Leatherman. She had 10 in the first half on 3 of 5 shooting. She attempted just 1 shot after halftime, which she missed, and was quiet, much like she did when these two teams met on Saturday. Leatherman had 9 points in the first half on Saturday against Taylor, and then was 0 for in the second half, just like she was this evening. 9 points for Cassidy Crawford, who just cannot find her rhythm tonight. She was 3 of 12 from the floor and 0 of 3 from beyond the arc. 9 points for Elise Skaggs, 3 of 8 from the floor, including a 3-point basket. 3 points for Sydney Crow, 3 for Alexis Torban. 7 for Deja Hinton, 2 for Aubrey Dunnock, and 8 points for Fatima Valiente off the USF bench. That's a new career high for Valiente. Her previous career high was 6. She also knocked down 2 threes tonight. That's also a new career high for her. Never made more than 1 in a game. Three threes for Malia Leatherman. She had also never made more than 1 3 in a game until tonight. And she made 3 of them, going 3 for 5 from the floor this evening, including 3 for 4 in the first half. Playing but not scoring tonight for St. Francis was their senior, Whitney Will. Taylor had the edge in the rebounding category in a big way, out-rebounding USF by 17, 44-27, including 13-6 on the offensive glass. That led to 8 second-chance points for the Trojans, no second-chance opportunities for USF this evening. Top rebounder for Taylor tonight was their top rebounder of the season. Taylor Westgate had 9 of them, including 5 offensive boards, 8 rebounds for Madison Fisher, and 6 for Ava Henson. That's a new career high for Ava. Top rebounder for USF was Leatherman, who had 7. That is about 2 above her season average. Taylor assisted on 17 of their 26 baskets tonight, 4 for Deckard and 4 for James. USF assisted on 11 of their 15 hoops, 3 apiece for Leatherman and Skaggs. 2 blocks for St. Francis tonight, 1 for Leatherman, 1 for Will. Taylor had 5 rejections, 2 by Madison Fisher, 1 by James, 1 by Henson, and 1 by Westgate. Taylor picked up 7 steals tonight, 2 apiece for Deckard, Kirtley, and Fisher. 10 steals for USF, 3 of them by Alexis Torban. Other numbers to note: Taylor had the edge in fast break points, 12-0. Taylor turned it over 11 times, much better than the 20 giveaways that they had on Saturday. That led to 3 St. Francis points, but only 1 in the second half. USF gave it away 11 times. That led to 2 Taylor points. And the Trojans unable to score any points off of the miscues after halftime. Points in the paint, edge to Taylor 28-10, including 14-4 in the second half. The bench points for USF, advantage there, 17-8 in favor of the visitors. Taylor led by 20 at the end of the first quarter. They led by 9 at the end of the half. Then they scored the first 12 points of the third quarter to go from up 37-28 to up 49-28. And the Trojans did not look back after that, leading by about 20 for the rest of the game. Other scores: the score across the county at Indiana Wesleyan has gone final. The Wildcats hold on in a nail-biter tonight. They were given everything they could by Goshen. They beat the Maple Leafs by 9, 74-65, on the back of 25 points from their senior Ann Seacrest. They got 16 from Gabby Suarez and 15 from Dayton Groniger. For Goshen, they had 17 from Kiara Copeland, 16 from Denise Chapman, and 13 from Kiera Murph. So the Trojans and Wildcats will lock horns on Friday. That'll be a 7 o'clock tip time for the Crossroads League semifinals coming up on Friday night. The other scores from around the league: Marion and Grace not final yet, but the Knights up 72-47. So we'll move Marion into the semifinal matchup. They will take on Mount Vernon Nazarene, who held on to beat 5-seed Huntington 62-59 tonight. Sam Vaughn for Huntington, their stellar guard, had a look at 3 late. She missed it. And Mount Vernon Nazarene escapes with a 3-point win tonight at home. MVNU got 19 from Taylor Gregory. Maggie Koblenz had 16. Vaughn had 25 for Huntington, and Sebo had 13 for the Foresters. So, your semifinals: chalk the name of the game tonight. The 1-seed Marion will take on the 4-seed Mount Vernon Nazarene on Friday, and the 2-seed Indiana Wesleyan will take on the 3-seed Taylor. That game Friday over at Indiana Wesleyan. The Trojans moved to 19-6 on the year. They are now 14-1 here at home this year, and they are now an astounding 60-5 here inside Odell Arena under the direction of Taylor head coach Jody Martinez. Let me say that again. They are 60-5 here at home. There have only been 4 teams to defeat the Trojans here, and only 1 team has done it twice under the direction of Jody Martinez. St. Francis finishes the year 15-12, 9-5 on the road under 6th-year head coach Jason Ridge. Normally at this point we would read off the seniors' names for the opposing team, but with the extra year of eligibility granted because of the COVID-19 pandemic, we're not sure who is coming back and who's going to be graduating. So here are the seniors anywhere for St. Francis. Sydney Crow, Deja Hinton, Whitney Will, and Alexis Torban are the seniors this year for USF. The Trojans have 2 seniors, Madison Fisher and Kiara Nieto. If this is their final home game, they go out with a win, defeating USF tonight by the final of 73-51. We wish the ladies good luck at Indiana Wesleyan on Friday. A rough one for the Trojans there just a couple of games ago. They hope to right that wrong coming up Friday night and get back to the Crossroads League Tournament Championship game for the 4th time in as many years under head coach Jody Martinez. Our crew tonight has been the producer Emily Daniels, the fantastic Emily Daniels, and the fantastic Abby Goebel on the camera, the executive producer of the Trojan Sports Network. You know him, you love him. He's a pretty good golf coach too. He is Cameron Andry. If this is our final basketball broadcast for the women of the season, we say thank you. We hope you enjoyed not just tonight, but we hope you enjoyed the broadcast of this season as well. It's a fun group to be around. They are great basketball players. They're even better young women. And that can turn it back to the direction of head coach Jody Martinez, his wife Sonia, as they have molded these young women not just to be great basketball players, but great people as well. Taylor wins their 10th out of their last 11 against USF. The St. Francis Cougars still hold the all-time series lead at 56-32. Taylor v. Indiana Wesleyan, Saturday night in Marion, Lucky Arena, 7 o'clock tip time over there. We wish the ladies good luck as they try to avenge the road loss a couple of games ago to the Wildcats. If they win, they're on to the Crossroads League Tournament Championship game for the 4th time in as many years, where they'll meet the winner of Marion and Mount Vernon Nazarene. Again, if this is our final women's basketball broadcast of the year, we thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. They're a blast to be around, and we hope you enjoyed it. Some of you probably had to watch more than you had in years past because of the crowd restrictions. Hopefully next year we can have a couple of much more of you folks back here inside Odell Arena. I know the girls appreciate it, the ladies appreciate it, and they really feed off of your energy when you guys are here. Final score tonight: Taylor defeats St. Francis, the 3 seed over the 6 seed in the Crossroads League Tournament quarterfinals, winning tonight by a final of 73-51. They move to 19-6 on the year to the Trojans, and they'll take on Indiana Wesleyan in the Crossroads League Tournament semis coming up at IWU Friday night at 7 o'clock. This has been a presentation of Taylor Women's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. If this is our last time talking to you, we'll talk to you in the fall of 2021. This has been a presentation of Taylor Women's Basketball on the Trojan Sports Network. Good night from Upland, Indiana.